In this video, I wanted to show you how you can give your old plates a sparkle and create completely new prints from old ideas. So I have a box of plates, hundreds of them. And sometimes all it takes is just having a really good look at what you've got and thinking about what you can get out of them, what new ideas you can come up with. And sometimes you can really surprise yourself what you can come up with. So what I did is I chopped up an old plate into just completely random pieces. And what I loved, because I looked at the plate and I thought, I don't want to do another print of a tree. The print that I did was lovely, but I wanted something new. I wanted something fresh. This was my print. And I wanted something different, but I wanted to use the same plates, just different colors and different composition and just totally different idea. So what I ended up with was this, which has elements of the other print, but in a completely different way. So what I did is I took my plate and I just took elements of it and I just chopped it up and I created completely sort of random pieces, not necessarily joined together. But what I liked about them was they just gave me something completely new. So as you can see, I have completely different bits here. And the last plate is was like this, and I just divided it into two plates like that. So essentially, what I got was something like this, and I could work a bit more on it. I could perhaps add some more transparencies, but at the moment I'm going to stay with it for a bit and I'm going to think about it. I might come back to it, might get some more collage on it, but for now I'm just going to think about it. Anyway, what I wanted to give you is just give you some ideas what you can do with perhaps the hundreds of plates you've already got. You could have some really, really amazing stuff in there that you perhaps rejected, that you perhaps thought, well, that's a dead duck. I often do it. I have lots and lots of plates and I think I'm never going to use it again. But I just keep everything anyway, because you never know. An element of one plate could bring you so much joy. So I hope this video can inspire you to look at some of your old plates and revisit some old ideas and make some new, completely different prints. I hope you enjoy it. These were my 3 plates, and if you would like to find out how I made them, please click on this link. There's a whole video about how I created this Collagraph. So it was basically a Collagraph consisted of 3 different plates, and all I did is I just chopped them up. So as you can see here, I didn't use that middle one, and I chopped this one up. So when I first did it, what I liked was a sort of what each plate represented, and I also had a print that I made. I also had a base painting that I did using some masking fluid and some acrylic paint, and you can see how I did it in this little video. I just basically put on some acrylic paint and so first of all, I started with having a background that had some acrylic paint on it. It's basically it's not a blank piece of paper as you normally would associate with printmaking. I actually had a background on my paper already, and because it's been done in acrylic paint, the paper can be soaked, and the acrylic paint will not be lifted out of it. So that's the beauty of starting off your paper with some acrylic background. I will post a video soon on how I created these acrylic papers, and I will be excited to reveal the process of creating them. So watch this space. The video is coming soon. But anyway, so this is my background. So it's not a blank canvas, so to speak. It's got some really cool, funky background on it. So that's the first step. Okay, so I have my interesting background paper, and I have soaked it just as you normally would with any paper. It doesn't matter, I have acrylic paint on it. I just soaked it for a good amount of time, up to 30 minutes, and blotted, dried it. And you can see how to soak paper for printmaking in my video about soaking paper. So here are my inked up printing plates, and I used Akua printmaking Intaglio ink, and I have inked them up and wiped them. If you want to see how to ink up Collagraph plates, I have lots and lots of videos on my channel and which show how to do that. You're welcome to browse through them. So I don't really have any particular plan, but I'm sort of going with my gut on how I'm going to place these plates onto my soaked up and primed acrylic 300 GSM paper. And the colors I chose was a sort of cool color scale, but I'm hoping the colors will work together quite well. I'm just putting some newsprint on top of my plates to protect my blankets, because the paper is quite wet and it could show through and make the blankets really wet. Okay, so I have now run the print through the press and just revealing the print and lifting off the Collagraph plates off the paper. And as you can see, I'm just revealing the color scheme that I went for, which is sort of browns and pinks and purples. Those two particular plates I've inked up with two different colors, sort of gradually inked up and used a scrim to wipe off and blend in the middle, just to give an interesting, a sort of more interesting effect. So here we go. I have my prints on top, and so far so good, looking good. All right, and so the paper is still relatively wet. I'm happy with how wet it is. So it's always a really good idea to ink up all of your plates first of all, so to make sure your paper stays relatively wet, so you don't have to soak it again. If it does dry out, you can always spray it with some water, but obviously the ink is still wet, so it's best to get it all wet before you print. Getting my press ready and placing down the paper, and my last plate, which is just consisting of an old plate chopped in two halves. I'm just going to place it here on the paper. Okay, so the first half goes on, and then the second one goes on, and I've just used here lamp black Akua ink. It's a color that I think is going to go well with this color combination. Okay, so just adjusting the press and putting the print through the press now. Okay, so here is the big reveal, and I'm quite excited about this. I love this moment. Oh yes, I think I'm liking this a lot. Some lovely transparencies. I really like the sort of detail against the blocky shapes and the painterly feeling of the background. Very cool, love it. So I ended up with quite a cool print, but guess what? Just like chopping up your plates, you can chop up your print. You can decide that you like some of it, but you don't necessarily love all of it. And you can create a separate artwork just by chopping up your print. I like this one pretty much. And this one is quite cool too. So yeah, I might end up chopping this up. I might leave it how it is. I have to live with it for a few days and think about it. But I hope this is going to help you out if you want to revisit some old plates and think about some new and fresh ideas. As always, thank you so much for watching, and like and subscribe. Always would be super helpful for me to produce more videos. Thank you so much, and hopefully see you soon.